another Easter wreath, guys, but this time it is not a pancake wreath. This time we are going full on fluffy poof wreath with ruffles and a gnome and a carrot patch sign, and this is going to be super, super cute. I am being a little more brave with my ribbon selection here. Got some different patterns we're going to try. So I'm going to be using this brown wreath base for the poofs, and then for the ruffles, we are using this wide striped fabric mesh. Liking this. It's got orange and a little bit of the blue, which I like because that kind of goes with this bunny. Orange, and then a little bit of the blue, and then we got some bunny ears here. So I have this in a 2.5 inch, and I have this in a 1.5 inch. And then we also have, because I got 2 spools of this, I love this. I love this carrot wreath, or this carrot ribbon. It is just so cute. Buffalo check and carrots. And I love how the black and white just makes those carrots just pop right off. Very, very cute. And then we have a thin 1.5 inch buffalo check. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these or not, but I thought these kind of coordinate a little bit. I wanted to be able to bring in a little bit of the blue to kind of go with the bunny ribbon there. So kind of the same blues. And then also a little pink satin with a little white stripe in there to kind of take a hint off the bunny ears. So I may or may not use those. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to set these aside for now. And then I also have this 4-inch wide ribbon. I'm going to use this for the bow, just a little bit of it, but enough to make a statement. So I'll move that off to the side as well. Move that. I do have some bushes here. No, not George and Barbara. I may or may not use these. So these are some faux florals. This is just for greenery if I think that it needs some green. But I've been using these. I used this in an arrangement, and I really liked it. Yes, it's plastic, but you can't really tell. And when you look at it, it just adds a nice touch of green, but then a little pop of white, too. So I like this. This is from Hobby Lobby, and this is also from Hobby Lobby. So for right now, I'm going to put these aside, because I'm not sure I'm going to use those. And then these are some eggs. I'm not sure I'm going to use these or not, but they did go with kind of this pattern here on the carrots. So I'm going to put those to the side, move that ribbon off of there. Okay. And then this is our carrot patch sign. It's a really, really cute sign. It looks like it's cut on a piece of wood. I mean, it's actually obviously just a decal on there. But this came from Walmart, and it was only $2.98. And I just thought it was the perfect, cute little carrot wreath, or carrot sign. So I'm going to move that to the side as well. So what I'm going to be starting with here is, this is, I think this is the, what is the width on this one? It doesn't say on the tag. I wish it did. So this is a wreath work form. I got this one from Craft Outlet, and I think this one measures 15 inches. So that's the size of the frame. This will probably be about 24 to 26 inches wide once this is done. So I am going to start by taking my scissors very carefully, and I don't, actually, it's not my favorite pair. I like the Fiskars scissors. I like these because they're very long, and I can cut the ribbon with one cut, as opposed to having to cut it twice. All right, so I'm going to open up this mesh, and this is the celebrated, this is the value burlap mesh that I got from Michaels. I'm trying to get away from using the value mesh, but this is not bad. I think I got it on sale. So you can see I open it up, and it's just nice. There's no foil in here. There's no metallic. It's just nice and natural burlap. So I'm going to start by gathering it all together. And then I'm going to kind of make a poof. Kind of come around. And this is going to start my wreath right in here. So I'm going to start it with that poof. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to open these up. I like to start on the top and go around to the bottom. Other people may want to start on the bottom, come around to the top. I'll do that if I'm making a ruffle wreath, but for some reason I just like to do my poofs on the top first. It snags less and it catches less on the rest of the mesh. So here we go. I'm going to take the roll and dump it on the floor. There we go. And then that way I just have to pull up what I need. And these are going to be, I think, about, let me see. Yeah, I'd say this is about maybe a 12-inch poof to start. I'm going to put it in here and I'll see. I can always make it smaller if I want to, but I put it in there and I twist it so you can see that stays. That's not going anywhere. And I will come and fan this out. And yeah, I think that looks good. I'm trying to make this a larger, more full wreath. This is definitely not one that you would hang on your front door if you have a glass screen door. Pull it in a little bit. There we go. But this is more for, I like to hang my big poofy wreaths on the back of my front door because I'm not outside my house. I don't really see what's going on out there. And I'd rather see it on the inside. Aria, can you please put the gate up? My dog's making noise. And barking. Which is exactly what I knew she would do, because the second I leave her and walk out of the room, that's what happens. It's like having a really furry little toddler. Okay. Here we go. It's the third one. Coming around here. Number 4. There we go. That's looking good. I like this. I really like that this doesn't have any metallic in here. I like getting back to the more natural type of look and feel on here. Metallics are really cute for, like, I like them in 4th of July. That adds a bit of fun for that, or for Halloween, or for Christmas. Even Valentine's Day, a little St. Patrick's Day, but for Easter, not so much for me. Because Easter is more about springtime and flowers and growth and plants and Cadbury cream eggs. Let's be honest, okay? I don't think, oh, it's Easter time. Oh, you know, glorious. No, I think, okay, it's jelly beans and Cadbury cream eggs, baby, all the way. I don't like Peeps. I think they're really cute, and I will eat them on occasion if they are put in front of me, because if it's made of sugar, it goes in my mouth. I can't help it. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of the texture. My oldest daughter used to love Peeps, and then she became a vegetarian, and Peeps are made with marshmallows, and marshmallows contain gelatin. So she has to find very specific fake Peep type things if she wants that, which isn't bad. I hear people like to make them go stale and that they taste better that way. I think I've had a stale Peep in the past. It wasn't bad. Not bad at all. Actually, one of the wreaths that I made a couple days ago has one of those stuffed, it has a stuffed rabbit on there that is indicative of perhaps a certain marshmallow-based treat that we will not name for trademark reasons, that I was just talking about previously. But it's not that kind of wreath. Wink, wink. Okay, so now I'm going to come down and go into the second row. Coming down here. All right. And I think this is the kind of wreath that, can't remember how many are on the inside and how many are on the outside. I think this one ends up being, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the inside, and I think 10 on the outside, so it ends up being 18 little tinsel ties here, because then that'll give me a rough estimate of how many ribbon tails I'll need to cut. Alrighty. My daughter has tomorrow off school, so that is fantastic. She's going to go with me and get a little manicure, a little pedicure, before her daddy-daughter dance tomorrow night that her brother's taking her to. So she is all excited. She's going to get some attention, because Lord knows this child does not get any attention at all. Oh no. She gets nothing but attention. Okay. Normally I will open up the work wreath ties before I start working on it. I didn't do that this time. So I figure I'd just go along. You guys don't want to sit there and watch me open that up. Okay. I'm liking this. It's fluffy. Like me. Bigger is better, baby. Alright. Coming on through. There's another one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 10-inch, or is this 12-inch? That's 10.5-inch mesh. And I'm going to just put little ruffles in at each point. That way it adds some color. It brings in a little bit of the orange and a little bit of the blue. But I did not want this to be a true ruffle wreath because I have large attachments. So this gnome is a little bit larger. And it's got a bit of a heavier bottom. Again, like me. So I wanted to make sure that this was kind of a more substantial wreath, but I didn't want it to, the ruffle wreaths, they work and they're nice, but if I'm going to have bigger attachments, I think it just lays nicer within the folds of the ruffles of the poufs here, because the ruffles tend to kind of push everything outward, and it's a little bit harder to get things to nestle within it, if that makes sense. Okay. Just got a couple more to go here. Got 4 going around. Sorry, I know this thing keeps pulling toward me and I don't want to take it off camera, so I want you to be able to see what's going on. I just posted, I think 3 wreaths in my shop. One was the one with the little blue bunny, and then there was another really cute grapevine one, and it says, every bunny welcome. It's really cute. It's one of the, it's not really a grapevine. It's like a moss and burlap styrofoam type base. I'd never seen it before, but I had got it at Craig Bachman last year at their warehouse sale. And I liked it. I liked it. It was, you know, you had to make sure that what you were poking in there was sharp. And then once it did poke in there, I also made sure to dab it with a little bit of extra glue. But it stayed pretty nicely. So that one's really cute, and it has a really sweet bow on there. It's got a ribbon with a pink bunny, and then it's got like a pink gingham satiny type of fabric. I'll make this a little bit smaller here because I ran out of mesh. I made some of my poofs so big I done run out of mesh. All right, I'm going to remove the masking tape from the ends here, because I don't think that that's a design choice that I want to make. I want to leave that on. All right, so take that off. There we go. All right, I'll take the last of the mesh. I'll pull it as far down as I can. All right. So this one here is going to be a little bit smaller. This poof, not as big as the other ones, but I think that's going to be okay because I'll probably end up putting ruffles in there and you'll never even know. So this is what that base looks like. And you see it did not take very long to make at all. So now that we've got the shape of that, now I am going to make my ruffles, and I'm going to be using again this wide stripe fabric mesh. Normally I wouldn't go with the fabric mesh, but I think it'll work out well. It's hard to get some products right now, but this feels pretty good. It feels like a regular poly mesh. It's not a paper mesh by any means. So I'm going to put that in my holder. Pull that on through. I'm going to put that down there. Okay, here is the point where Linda's going to be extremely freaking careful. I don't know if you can see that. That is my scar from when I cut my finger open about a week and a half ago. Oh, 2 weeks ago tonight. 2 weeks ago tonight. Oh my gosh, it's my cut-iversary. So I had to get some stitches. So I'm going to be very careful. Now, I normally like to use a rotary cutter. You see, this one has, there's something that covers this here, right? So if you accidentally put your finger there, that's why I did it by accident. I was used to being able to go like that. When I had this one up, this is strictly a blade. I put my finger in there and I pushed it. So you have to be very careful. If there are tools you are used to using, stick with those. Because I'm going to just get a new blade for that. This one is not really my friend. But that's okay. Okay, so this one, now I think I have to get, I believe it was 18. 18. So I'm going to try to cut these. I don't want to cut these too long and then not have enough. So I'm going to cut these at 16 inches. So I'm going to pull it out to 20 and I'm cutting at 4. So that makes 16 if my math is correct. And don't trust my math. Anybody who knows me will tell you that. Math, not my thing. 1, 2. Be careful. Alrighty, come back, come back. 3, 4, 5. Get this out of the way so I don't accidentally cut it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This reminds me of Sesame Street. Do you guys remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Yeah. So that makes 10. Okay, so I've got 10 of those. Now I need 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're gonna make it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! Okay. Putting the blade cover back on. Putting the blade back in the holder. Okay, there we go. And there's still a little bit left. Sometimes they'll say it's 10 yards and it doesn't quite end up being that way. So I don't always trust that it's going to be exactly what it says. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is make a giant pile of ruffles over there. Okay. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to curl the ends in a little bit. So curl it in. And then the other end, curl it in. Okay. And then we are going to walk it up. Now there's a blue line that goes down the center. So I'm going to walk my finger up that blue line little by little, pinching and gathering. And then I end up with this really cute little ruffle, right? So I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to open up one of these twisties. I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm going to close it back up. And that just looks really cute. It's still natural feeling, but it still also has some color to it. I really like that. And pardon me, I have to get a Kleenex. There we go. All right. No, put that in my little pocket. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Here, I'm going to move my Easy Bow Maker because otherwise I'm going to end up knocking it off the end. I'm going to start by putting the ruffles. I think I'm just going to do them as I go around. So I'll try to do this very quickly. Okay, we got ruffle number 2. And what this does also is it gives a nice place for your ribbon to kind of rest against too. Because when you if you use 2 ribbons in here and you fasten it in there, it looks cute, but sometimes if you have floppy ribbon, it might kind of flop around a lot. This gives it something a little bit more stiff to lean up against. So it'll kind of more stay where you put it instead of where it decides it wants to go by itself. Kind of like a teenager. You can't tell me what to do. Oh, yeah? Alrighty. Sorry. I know it's kind of hard to see. There's a lot going on here. There we go. Holy cow. Alright. I didn't realize it was going to bunch up that much. Alright. So I've been making a lot of TikToks lately on my channel too, which has been fun. Trying to get some views out there, kind of expose my business to people who may not otherwise see it. I've been doing some funny videos. I did those ASMR videos, right? I don't know if you know what that is, but that's those videos where it's some kind of auto sensory thing where it's supposed to calm you and relax you by hearing these really weird sounds, like the rustling of sounds, or like people will have a microphone and then they'll cover it with saran wrap, and then they get little brushes and they brush it, or they'll smear shaving cream on it, you hear the popping sound, or the part that drives me nuts is like they'll get their mouth near their microphone and they'll be making these really weird clucking or weird mouth sounds. I hate that. I have misophonia, so any kind of mouth sounds just, it drives me nuts, right? So, but I'm watching these videos on my TikTok and they pop up and it drives me nuts. I hate it with a passion. I cannot stop watching. It's like going by a car accident. I can't stop watching it. I'm like, this is increasing your blood pressure. Why are you watching this? Driving me nuts, you know, but I still watch it. So a couple weeks ago, I decided, you know what? I'm going to make a funny one. So I did a little parody one of ASMR Craft Edition, where it was the rustling of the plastic wrapping around the outside of a spool of ribbon, or, you know, the sound of the scissors cutting things, just little funny stuff that probably is only funny to other fellow crafters, but they're my people, so I want to make content for my people. It's not just about selling wreaths, it's about finding a sense of community, which has been very helpful since I started wreath making. But I think the community in itself has really just grown and skyrocketed over the last, I'd say, 2 years. A lot of different coaching groups and whatnot. It's been really nice to just have a group you can belong to. It's complete and total, not just acceptance of each other, but everyone really bringing each other up and saying, hey, that looks fantastic, and, you know, just really supporting each other in these craft endeavors. There's no competition, and I dare you to find another industry where you're going to find people sharing knowledge and there's no competition. I mean, some people may be competitive and not want to share stuff, but I'm all about sharing. I do tutorials like this right now, and I post it on my YouTube channel. I did one of making the tomato cage trees that everybody always asks me about, because that is my specialty. And I'll be making one of those live coming up probably in a week or so. But like I put my video out there so that other people can learn to make them too. It's not about saying this is mine and only I can make it. Nope. It's saying, hey, I found something that was cool. It was fun to make. I enjoyed it. I found different ways to do things. Let's share our ideas. And it's fun. But it would be nice to make some money too. This is why I list what I can on Etsy. I'm going to try to get into selling in boutiques locally. I just took Melly Mel's Sincerely Creative Mom's boutique class, which is very insightful. Learned so much from that, and it has given me confidence to try to go approach a boutique and see if I can sell there. So that's what I was working on earlier today. So we shall see. I also want to make a couple more Easter trees. I have 2 3-foot tall Easter trees that I have to sell at the next craft show. But I've got one that has a really cute black and white top hat, and it's got pink bunny ears coming out, and it's made for like a larger tree. So I'm probably going to make that one as a larger tree and try to sell it at one of the next 2 craft shows I go to. Just to see. I also have to work on a different kind of display. Those wire grids are great, but they weigh as much as a small person. So trying to haul those things back and forth has been difficult and very finger pinchy. Very finger pinchy. Okay, coming up, I just got a couple more of these ruffles. Hang in there with me. Alrighty, here we go. Did you see, if I had done just ruffles with this mesh, if I'd gotten 2 rolls of this mesh, I think that would have been too orange and the brown would not have really come through. So I like what I've done here, where it's a touch, and it definitely is, the color is visible, it's definitely there, but it doesn't feel overpowering right now. So I'm glad I went with this method. I actually wish I had ordered more of this so that I could have done this on another wreath as well. Okay. So right now I have them kind of sitting like butterfly where it's on either side of the tie. Sometimes I will twist it where it's more vertical. It all really depends where it's at in the wreath and how I'm trying to get the ribbon to lay. All right, here we go. This is going to be so cute. So that little gnome that I showed you before, I got that from the at-home store. It's really cute because his hat has green on the end and he looks like a carrot. He's so cute. I know people are kind of getting sick of the gnome trend, but it is still very much out there. Gnomes are still all over the place. There's no place like gnome, you know. Oh, I think I'm going to have to cut another one because either I lost one or I dropped one. I'm going to cut another one of these. See, I told you I'm not good with math. Linda, you needed to be counting. I don't count. It's not where my forte lies. Make sure I didn't dump one off the side. I did not dump one off the... Oh, here it is. I dropped it on the floor by my feet. Found it. There we go. Last ruffle. There we go. It's going in, going in, going in, going in. Undo this one. Boop. All right. Okay. Here we go. Got a nice finished base. This is so cute. It is wide. It is fluffy. This is what the back looks like. Really cute. Feels hardy. It's a hardy wreath. Okay. So now I've got that done. I am now going to get to the part where I'm going to start. I think I'm going to make the bow first. So let me show you what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to do where I have the gnome at the bottom because his bottom is butt heavy, and then the sign, and then a bow right over here. So that's kind of how the plan is currently. So let's try to make that bow. I'm going to move the wreath off to the side. Bring up my easy bow maker. Okay, and I think for the ribbon, I am going to use white. I'm going to use 2 white chenille stems. So I am going to twist those together. Twisty, twisty, twisty. Here we go. Boom. It goes right down the center. That's going to sit there. I'm going to start this out with that 4-inch mesh. Alrighty. So I'm probably going to have, oops, see that thing moves. Got about a 16-inch tail on this. So maybe I'll go a little bit more. Okay, 0 to, I'll do a 20-inch tail because I can always trim this off. So I'm going to pinch it really tight, put it down through here. Okay, and then I twist it. So this part comes out toward the bottom. And then now the back of that pattern is laying flat. I want this to come out at about 7 inches. So I'm going to put this through. So the angled part kind of hits around 7 inches. Okay, great. And I'm going to twist it. Make sure I get the back nice and flat. Come out around again. This one is going to be angled upward. It's going to come out. It's going to be, again, 7 inches. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to go that way. This one will come down. And this part is going to come up. What I'm going to do is, well, what I'm going to do first is accidentally twist it all over. I'm going to cut this a little bit past 7. Right? And then I'm going to dovetail this end. Okay? So when I make it, this is going to kind of pop up in the middle. And this kind of comes down. So this is what we have right here right now. And that's all that I'm going to use of the 4-inch ribbon. I used to be very afraid of using 4-inch ribbon. I thought, it's very expensive. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to use too much of it. I really did not use too much of it. There's not that much there at all. But just enough where it makes a statement. Don't be afraid. Okay, so now comes the part where I have to decide if I'm going to use that blue back there. And I don't think I'm going to use this blue. I think I might in the wreath itself, but I don't. Well, I don't know. Because there's a little bit of green in there, and it gets a little purpley, and that's not really the vibe I'm going for, but I don't want it to be too dark either. Well, I've got the blue in here. Okay. I'm going with it, guys. I'm going to do, okay, so it'll be center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how I'm going to layer it on, okay? I'm going to do my carrots. I'm going to do my wide bunny. I'm going to do my narrow black and white, and then I'm going to do my narrow bunny. That one's going to be in the center, and it's going to be last. All right? Here we go. Sorry, I've got 2 pairs of scissors out. I only need 1. All right, I like to dovetail it before I put it on there. Don't ask me why, it's just personal preference. All right, this next one, oh, and I didn't dovetail this either. All right, gotta dovetail this baby. Okay. So I'm going to come out a little bit before the end of that. So you'll see where it's, I don't want to be right on top of it. I don't want to be right up here. I want to be kind of about a good 2 to 3 inches. Okay. Turn it. Here we go. This is going to come out to 6 inches for the loops. 6. Turn it. Come out to 6. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this up. What I like about this ribbon is that it does not have a set pattern on there. Our bunny that we're doing next, that has direction. So we're going to have to pay attention when we put bunny on to make sure we know what direction the bunny is going so that we can have it lay the proper way. We don't want any upside down bunnies. That looks like a bunny that got into too many jelly beans or some special gummies. All right, so I'm going to start by dovetailing it. Just because it doesn't matter which way I start, I'm going to dovetail the ends anyway. Okay, so that's dovetailed. Now, if I have to decide, I think I might, that looks more natural going that way, right? Yeah. But I have this tail over here. So I want to balance it out by having a tail over here. So I'm going to start this way. And I'm going to flip it. So now bunny's upside down, right? I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to go to 5 inches with this one. A little bit bigger than 5. And don't worry, I'll come back and fix that in a minute. Okay. And then I'll bring this one out to 5. Okay. And then bunny's going to come cascading down. And bunny's going to kind of meet roughly the same length as the carrot, right? So to that, what I'm trying to do is I want a bow that has movement and it's not too jam-packed, okay? All right, so now I come back here, I pinch where I have the bunny, and I twist it, right? So now I have bunny with the ears up and bunny with the ears up, all right? It's just all about pinching and twisting. That is why wired ribbon is your friend. I don't recommend using ribbon that's not wired because you're going to end up getting all ticked off and swear words will come out and, well, then you'll sound like me. All right. All right, the next ribbon I'm going to go with is the 1/2 inch black and white check. Again, I'm just going to do 2 little bows. Okay, coming about there. So then this will be, I'd say probably around, I'm going to call it like 4 1/2. Well, maybe like a, yeah, it's like a 4 1/2. I don't want it to be too narrow. I want it to still have some width. Okay, 4 1/2. I think I'm actually going to add in some more loops on this one instead of just doing 2. Okay, I think I'm going to add a third. And that way this can kind of just all come on down. Alrighty. Snip in that. All right. And then the last ribbon that I will do on the bow is the smaller, ouch, little bunny ribbon. I hurt my finger. Ow, ow. My big old baby. All right. All right, cut it in half. Dovetail. Smaller and go there. Go a little bit in there. So that one is a true 4-inch. And this is a true 4-inch. I want to pinch it though at the bottom and twist it. There we go. I can bring this down and boom, measured and cut. Making bows used to be the most intimidating part of making a wreath for me. So I got over that by making bows by themselves, tree toppers, whatnot, and I just started making bows and more and more and more and more. And finding different techniques. Some where, yes, they look symmetrical and you've got the same number of loops and you've got the same number of tails down both sides. But then started watching, you know, Damon and his creative team at Deco Exchange and watching how they were doing it. And, you know, it doesn't have to be even. It's got to be, you know, looser, larger loops. You know, you don't have to have the same number of tails coming down. And it was eye-opening. It was game-changing. And that's why it's really good to be part of coaching groups like that. Love it, love it, love it. All right, I'm pinching this. This is what I call the bow sandwich. I'm feeding this between my fingers. All right, I'm pulling it really, really tight. I'm squishing it down, and then I'm going to twist it together as far as I can without hurting my finger. Stitches are healed, but now like the skin's all dry there, so it kind of hurts. All right, and you'll see the more I twisted it, now you see how it pops up, right? Look at that. It's got life to it. It's got movement. It's fun. It's not just laying there like a lump. Or like I call it, how I spent my 30s. You know, it's just, it looks great. It's going to be a really nice fun bow on this wreath. I can always trim the tails if I need to, but I really like how this turned out. So here's the bow. And you see this came right over and it kind of covers. You don't even see the chenille stem with the way everything kind of comes together. The depths of the loops. Okay, great. So now I'm going to move that down there. So then that is going to be where this shows up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is putting in my ribbon tails. Sometimes people will put the attachments on and then put in the ribbon tails. I've tried that, and for me, it does not work out as well. Because then I end up having to like fight with the attachments to get things shoved in there. I don't like doing that. So, but what I am going to do though is put the ribbon on. So where did I end up? I think I'm going to put it right here. All right, so I'm going to feed this through. Probably around the same point where I have one of those ruffles so it can utilize that same narrowed space where it was pulled together. And pull that through. So, and I can always just, it doesn't really matter right now, like, you know, because I can twist this, I can angle it more to kind of change where it stays in position. I don't want to make it too tight, but I don't want to make it too loose. So it's kind of a, you know, happy medium you have to find. So I'm going to twist that around the back. See, I've twisted it through. Come right through, and then I don't want to cut it off in case someone wants to take that bow off someday and use it for something else. You never know. I'm just going to take those ends and twist that around. That way they'll still have a nice long wire to use should they want to use that somewhere. You never know. I mean, you could end up wanting to use this bow somewhere else someday, or, you know, you can take this bow off and take the attachments off, whatever. Maybe use this wreath, you know, for other colors. Maybe you want to do something fall related then, you know, something interchangeable, especially if you're short on storage space. Okay, so this is what the placement looks like right now. Okay, and then eventually it's going to be the sign and the gnome. But before I do that, I want to put my ribbon tails in. So I'm going to put this off to the side again. I'm going to move my wreath behind me. All right, so then I have my Hot Mesh Mom ribbon tail cutter. My husband got me the ribbon spool thing from Susie's Triple Stationary Mesh Roller. That was from a couple Christmases ago, and my daughter just got this for me, I think 2 years ago, and this has been a lifesaver. I love this so much. Okay, so I need roughly, if I have 18 of these, I need 18 sets of ribbon. So that is going to be 9 of each of these ribbons. So I'm going to pair this with this, and then I will pair this with this. So then we will have, I need 9 sets of each, which isn't bad. So let's see. I may not have enough for 9 on this roll of the carrots. I might have to move it. And I am measuring these, I'm cutting them at 14 inches long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that. I am at like 8 and a smush. I'll have to cut one more. That's okay though. Because I do want to put a set of ribbon behind where my bow is, just because that gives it a chance for more ribbons to pop out behind there, and then it gives the illusion that I have more loops in my bow than I actually do. Okay, so I'm going to bend these over, cut from the inside, angling toward the outside wire, making a V shape. There you go. We'll do that again. Alrighty. And again. I can't believe I was one short. Man. I think I have one of my, I have a little thing of ribbon behind me. No, I don't. But I do have an extra one of those. I keep all my extra, if I cut too many tails, I keep them behind me, just because you never know when you're going to use it again. Okay. There we go. All right. Let's pull one more off, man. One more. I was so close. So close. You're there. Okay. Here we go. Okay. That was the, this is where it had been bent, and I don't want to use bent ribbon, so I'll cut that part off. But I bend it in half. If I'm just cutting one, so I bend it in half and do that, so then I only had to make one cut. There you go. Tips and tricks. Okay. I'll put that behind me there because I'm done with that. Next, I will cut this. So I need actually only 8 of these because I had one extra one that I had already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was holding it funky. That looked really wonky. I do know how to do this in real life. I don't know why that came out funny. All right. And I cut right through the center there. I'll get my 8 loops. I was joking earlier on Facebook that, you know, carrot attachments. That's the only time you're ever going to catch me buying carrots or any kind of vegetable is if it's fake and if it's a wreath attachment. This could be why I'm overweight. I don't know. I'm happy. Who cares? Alrighty. Coming on through, cut some more. This is going to be fun. I'm actually going to be having Easter this year for the first time, and well, like Anna said, for the first time in forever. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to cook something good, something I haven't made in a while. I typically don't celebrate it too much. Not a big Easter fan, but you know, life has thrown us some curveballs, and decided that, you know what, I'm just going to try to reinstitute some of the traditions that we used to have and connect more with family, because life is really, really, really effing short. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So don't always assume that you're going to have a next year. Oh, we'll do that next year. Oh, there's always going to be all this extra time. Because fate will look at your plans, and it will laugh, and it will say, haha, I am going to throw you some pretty big curveballs. So don't wait. Live each day. That's enough preaching now. Thank you for tuning into my TED Talk. Right. So I've been making wreaths since 2016. One of the first wreaths I ever made was an Easter wreath. And it was fun. It got me into it. I went on what I call the Devil's app, Pinterest, and I was looking around. I'm like, you know what? I think I could make that. Everyone always does that. You go on Pinterest, you find stuff, you're like, I could totally make that. Why am I going to spend that much money to buy it on Etsy? I can make it myself. Yeah, well, you're going to spend about twice as much. You're going to get really frustrated, spend about 4 times more time than you would have if you were an experienced crafter at it. So if it's something you think you're going to like and enjoy, by all means go for it. But if you're trying to just get something done, made quickly, just know what you're getting yourself into. That Pinterest rabbit hole has, you know, pulled me in many directions. I use it a lot for like looking at recipes that I never make. Like, oh, that looks really good. I'll never make that. They do have some really good, like, alcoholic, desserty, like, milkshake kind of recipes on there. Love those. Love those. All right, and here we go. I'll try to get 9 of these little bunnies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wonderful. And I even have a little bit left. I betcha I could make a bow with the scrap of extra of this and sell that bow just by itself. Because people like to put, you know, if you have a lantern, you know, it doesn't have to be, oh, I've got a Christmas lantern. You know, just change what's attached to it. Change the look, change the feel, change the color of the candle inside. Fill it up with Easter eggs. You know, there's a whole lot you can do with what you already have without having to spend more money. That being said, crafters like me and other people probably want you to go out and buy some stuff because it helps keep us in business. So, you know, there's that too. All right, I'm just dovetailing the ends of these. These lights that are shining on me are really, really freaking hot. Here we go. I knew I had one backwards. So I am getting hot and sweaty, which is exactly what someone who's getting hot flashes already does not want to have happen. So I think I'm going to have to go take a step on outside when I'm done with this. I think it's like 40 degrees out there, and I welcome the Arctic blast. Normally, not so much. Right now, yes, please. Sign me up. All right. Here we go. Now, I am not using any type of tubing in this wreath. I didn't really have anything that coordinated well enough, and I don't want to. So I'm not gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna match this with this. Okay, so I'm gonna have, here we go, this with that. And I'm going to have this with that. So I'm going to put these together kind of over here to the side. I like to lean them against each other. That kind of helps me pick my ribbons. All right. Now I'm bringing the wreath back on over. Check it out. She's back. All right. I'm going to start here underneath the bow because that's the one that's kind of the biggest pain for me to put on. I probably should have just put the ribbon tails on first, but you know, don't always think ahead. All right. So I am going to, you can watch here. I'm going to put these over each other. I'm going to bend them over. Okay, so you can see where they've bent. Open it back up. And I'm going to gather that along those bend lines. And then I'm going to squeeze it in the wreath here. So you can see where it's in there. And I'm going to pull them apart. Actually, I'm going to go that way. There we go. And pull that over. All right, so now I'm going to keep going around on the outside. Bunny and a check. That's opened. Toss that in there. Twist it around. Oops, I don't want to toss it in there too much. Okay, so I twisted it. All right. So I want to pull these apart so that they act independent of each other. We want to feel like we have 4 separate ribbons. But I also want to make sure that my bunny ears don't end up going upside down. So I have to be very careful when I'm putting these in here to kind of note which way they're supposed to go. All right. Here we go. So I hope everybody's been having a good week. I've had a less stressful week now that I got my craft space all organized. You know how it might be very hard for some people to work when they can't focus. I can't focus when my craft space is a mess and I'm trying to find things and it's all crazy. So I was doing that this week. Actually, it was last weekend. I had to call my mommy and daddy to come help. Because I got so overwhelmed. You know you got too much crap when you're sitting in a pile in the middle of it and you're just crying. You're like, I don't know what to do with it all. What did I do? What did I do? There was a lot of shit. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot. And it's hard to know, what do you keep out? What do you put away? You know, like Christmas stuff, I decided to put away for now. I did leave some dedicated space on my ribbon racks to pull out the Christmas stuff or put it out later. When I put some things away like Easter, will go away after Easter. But Christmas, because it's such a huge season, I like to have that stuff readily available. Because, you know, I got to start making Christmas starting probably in maybe June. Because I'm going to be starting Halloween probably like in May. It's kind of crazy. People see us in craft stores buying this stuff and they're like, why are you buying it so early? I'm like, you don't understand. We have to get it while we have it. We're crafters. We make stuff way ahead of time because you have to have it listed on Etsy and it's got to be there a while in order for it to actually show up in the search engine. So you can't just like, you don't have a lot of luck if you make, you know, if I'm making an Easter wreath now, it may not rank higher up in any of the results for a while. So the earlier the better. But then again, like, you know, it's hard to keep up. It's a heck of a pace to try to stay ahead of that. Wrong one. Here we go. Blue bunny. Checker. Here we go. Ooh, I kept saying blue bunny. Now I'm thinking blue bunny ice cream. Right, guys? Do they still make that? I think they do. My daughter's been big into asking me to make her ice cream sundaes lately. But she doesn't like any of the ice cream that has like chunks in it. She's very much like she wants vanilla ice cream. If we're out somewhere and they have soft serve, she's always a chocolate soft serve girl. But normally, she just likes likes chocolate, but she likes me to make vanilla ice cream with the chocolate Hershey syrup and sprinkles. And the only sprinkles I had this week were Christmas sprinkles. So she had Christmas ice cream sundaes. Who cares? It's just what color. It made her happy. If she's happy, I'm happy. That poor kid has been through so much. It's heartbreaking. If you know our story, it's just whatever I can do to make her happy. She is horseback riding now every other week because, you know, I don't ship gold coins. So we have to make kind of a decision on how much we can do. So it's every other week, but she seems to enjoy it. She rides a horse named Dixie. And last week she learned how to put a saddle on Dixie and how to brush her and do all that fun stuff, because you have to take care of the horse, because riding is only like a small percentage of the time you're actually going to spend with the horse. They need a lot of care, which is why we're not going to be buying a horse. But from now on, when she goes for lessons, she gets to try to get her all ready all by herself. Okay, so I have the first row of the ribbons put in. I'm going to bring it back out here. So I have the first row of ribbons all around the inside. Now I have to go put them all around the outside. So let's get it going with it. So I had one here that was the big blue with the checker. So now I'm going to go with the carrot and the thinner blue right below it, because I want to alternate patterns as much as possible. Alrighty. Get this in here. Boy, this is really pulling at my ouchie boo-boo. When I was doing that last live where I made the pancake wreath, I actually pulled out one of my stitches during the live. By accident, it caught. I think it was hot glue, or somehow it caught, and it pulled out, and it pulled through. It actually pulled through the skin on my finger, and I was like, oh. I'm like, keep going. Be brave. Keep going. And I did. I just cried afterwards. No. I did not cry. I did cry when I first cut myself, because I was a big baby. I was crying for my poor dead husband, and I was like, I want Mike, and it was very scary. I've never had to get stitches before outside of, like, you know, having C-sections, and, you know, so this was a little scary. I think what's going to be even more scary is when I get the bill. Huh. Bump. Thank you. Next show's at 10. There we go. I keep looking at all this carrot stuff on here, and I'm like, hungry now. Like, yeah, I didn't think about dinner tonight. I always do that. I start these lives because I'm so worried about the live and getting everything ready, and then I'm like, wait, what are we eating for dinner? Okay. So I'll show you. See, on here, you'll see that this is more of an X pattern, right? Completely vertical, so it's going X like that. Now, because this is the bottom row, I don't need to come up so high. So this is kind of more, it is at an X, but it's more of like a, I don't know, smaller X. It's not wide like that. It's smaller. So, because I want to try to pull some of these ribbons down as much as possible, because I'd like to see ribbon and color down here and not so much the mesh. All right. I'm really wondering if I actually cut enough ribbon. I may have to go back and cut some more. Well, if there's anybody that's going to be cutting one, it's going to be me. Yeah. Linda, the lactose intolerant wreath maker. All right. Here we go. You know what? I found a little, there. It's a little extra little hair hanging out there, so I wanted to get that cut off. Anytime you find little strays, snip them, and don't tell yourself you're going to go back and find it later, because you won't. You might try to find it later, but you're not going to find it later. Okay. Oh, you know what? This one's upside down, so I have to be careful here. Now is the point where my bunnies need to start going upside down, because this is the top of the wreath. Okay, so I'll show you. So this is the top of the wreath, so I want my bunnies look at it this way. I want my bunny ears there to be pointing down. Down. See how they're all facing down? I don't want them to be upside down at all. This one might be a little bit upside down, so I'm going to move that. Kind of flip how I had it. Nobody wants an upside down bunny. Alrighty. I have to look when the next Craig Bachman sale is coming up. That is a local importer that, you know, a lot of big name craft places buy from. Fortunately, he is not that far from my home, and I go every year when they have their warehouse sale. Now, before I had gone to the warehouse sale, I was just a consumer off the street. I did sign up and have an account with them because I am potentially going to start selling some supplies off of my Etsy site, but I have not done that as of yet. But I would be excited to go there and look in their showroom as a, you know, as a bulk vendor. It would be nice to see. But even if I go just to the warehouse sale, they always have such great stuff. You know, some of it's been open, like some spools of ribbon might have been unrolled because these were floor samples, right? But I'll get that to use. I mean, I couldn't resell those or anything like that, but if it's something sealed, I could probably do that. But they have really great stuff in it. It's not just ribbon and mesh, but I mean, they have really great things you can decorate. They have wood lanterns and, you know, wood circles, and I had gotten this Sequin Reindeer last year that was just absolutely gorgeous, and all I had to do is put some embellishments around its neck. I think I put some poinsettias, and I had also had some silver and white ribbon that I had made like a bow out of, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and it sold. I think I spent $17 for the deer, and then the, you know, the embellishments that I had paid for, and the bow and the ribbon and all that stuff, and I sold it for like $54. So you can find some really nice stuff. Just add a couple little things. You don't have to go doing a whole heck of a lot to be able to make something nice and pretty, and it flatters me when people like my things enough to be able to put it in their home. Makes me feel good, like I was able to do something to make someone happy. And this makes me happy, guys. I cut the exact right amount of ribbon. I did count right after all. My third grader is going to be so proud of me that Mommy did. Aria, Mommy did math. Yay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. We've got all the ribbon in. We've got the bow. It's looking really good. What I need to get on here. Hello, Aria. What's wrong? Oh, Aria's having a hard time. What's wrong, baby? What's wrong, baby? You want to come on and say hi? No? Uh-oh. Okay. Now, why don't you go sit in there with Gigi? Mom will be in a few minutes. Okay, baby? I love you. Or you can stand there and watch. Want to watch? Stay here with me. So this is a gnome I got at the at-home store. Prairie Chic Decor. And it was $4.99. $4.99. And he's like 12 inches long. Really cute. He's got beads in his butt. Do you have beads in your butt, Aria? No? Okay. So I don't want to just glue him on here, right? I want to add some wire, so I'm going to attach him down there as well. So I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, you can come on over here, and you can come on over on the side. Come on, be over here with Mama. She's got a tough time missing her papa. Okay. All right. What are you going to name him? He's a gnome. What do we call him? Gnome? Oops, he's got a little bit of... There we go. Oh, it's okay, baby. Did something happen? It's okay. It's all right. Stay here with Mama. I'll make you feel better. Okay? Here. You want to help me? I'm doing some surgery on the back of the gnome. I'm going to flip him over. And I'm going to put wire through there and through there.
Can I do it too?
This might be a little bit more difficult for you to do, honey. This is going to be a mama thing, but I will let you know when there's something you can do to help me. You can help me when it comes time to put the carrots on. You can help me figure out where to put the carrots. Okay? Okay, so I am this and this. Right now, I am going to plug in. Now, be careful, Aria. Mommy's plugging in her glue gun.
Ooh,
Gluey gun. Yep.
Can you teach me how to make a wreath, please?
Not right now. I'm doing a live.
Later.
Yes, later we can talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to scooch in here so y'all can see what I'm doing. Performing some surgery here on the gnome's butt. So he's got a hat here with a wire. So I don't want to hit him at the hat part. I want to get it through the felt part. So I'm going to have to probably put one through here and one through here. So I'm going to go, yeah. So I think if I don't know. This is not going to be easy. Trying to get the wire through like 4 layers of fabric at the same time. Aria, don't get your face that close, honey. Here we go.
I was thinking that maybe we could share the camera as well.
No, not right now, honey. Aria, mommy's focusing. I told you we were going to do something later, but not right now. Okay, so he's through one spot. So I'm going to twist it like that. Make sure he stays that way. And I'm also going to add some dabs of glue to make sure that this stays. And now I'm going to add a little bit more down on the bottom butt. So I'll pinch this down here. Kind of try to go through. Actually, you know, I want to go a little bit wider on this bottom one just because I think he's going to need more support. So I'm going to poke that through. Okay. All right. I'm going to twist that. Okay. So now I got Mr. Gnome guy, and he's going to go like that. So I'm going to put him, actually I'm going to set him down there. I want to do the sign next. So this sign, you can see it's very thin, right? It has this on here, and I can't really hang this from there. It would flop around. So I'm actually going to get rid of this. Okay, cut it. Getting rid of that. What I'm going to do is staple onto the back 2 pipe cleaners. But my staple gun is a little thicker, right? So I don't want it to go through there. So what I need to do is I take the leftover spools of that the mesh comes on, and I cut it, and I'm going to cut 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will go 2 and 2. I will layer them on here. And then I will put these on here, and then I will staple it on. That's my way of attaching it. I don't like to have anything glued on. I'm going to have the glue on the carrots here, but aside from that, that's the only glue I want. So before I do that, I want to play with placement of my sign. And I kind of think I want it, I don't want to bury it in here because then you won't see the bottom. So I think I want to do something like this. So I think where I'm going to need to put I'm going to have to go there and there on the sign. Okay. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. Sorry, I'll go back out.
Mommy, I spelled Aria. I spelled Aria.
Very good. I'm on a live right now. Can you please not do that? Thank you. Oh, Lordy. All right, so I'm going to go 1 on each side. 1 here and 1 here, right under where my thumbs are. Flip it over. Squish that one down. Squish that one down. And again, I have to build up the back of it because otherwise my staple is going to come flying through the front of that sign and then it won't be usable anymore. That would be no good. No bueno. No good. All right. I'm putting the staple gun over there. And then I'm making sure my hand's out of the way because it is me. And I'm, boom, through 1. And I'm going to do that again over here on this side. Flip it over and you'll see that it did not come through at all. We are good to go. All right, so I'm going to attach the sign then. It's hard to do this. Usually I will actually do it kind of standing up on a stand. But I think I can do it this way, so this will be good. So this I'm going to come through. And sometimes you can feed it through the mesh. If there's, you know, if you want to put it in a spot and there's not a good gap there already, you can just kind of feed that pipe cleaner right on through that mesh. That's why the mesh has holes. You don't want to make too much of a mesh. Ha ha. Ba-dum-bum. Okay. All right, I'm going to tighten it on the bottom just by twisting the two pipe cleaners. I don't want to flip it over because I'll lose the place where it is. But I don't want to pull it too tight because then it's going to like dig itself into the ribbons. And we don't want that. We want it to be, obviously, you know, on here, but not, you know, we want to have it where things can still poke through. You can still see things nicely. Okay. Okay, there's one. I want to make sure that I don't get in the way of the ribbon. Okay, so this one's going to come up a little taller, so I'm going to put that through here. And I got to find the bottom pipe cleaner. Here we go. I think he's going to avoid, he can avoid that ruffle completely and just come right on through. Well, no, you know what? What I like about the ruffle is that it's a bit stiffer, so it'll actually help the sign not disappear into the wreath. It'll help it kind of maintain its depth properly. Ooh, 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 ooh. Here we go, here we go. All right. And I'm wrapping it around, and I will clean up the back of it when I'm done. Once I know for sure that my placement is good and I like it, then I'll leave it. Okay, so that looks good. That looks good. And now I think I'm going to go with putting my dude guy right here. It's like this place was just made for him. Made for his little butt. All right, so I'm going to move those ribbons. I don't ever want to put a wire through a ribbon. And I'm going to put the wire through the mesh. And again, I have two sets to do. I have the top, which I'm working on right now. And then I have the bottom, which I will be doing shortly. It would also help if I didn't have the wire all crinkled up. Okay. So there we go. Top one, so I'm going to pull that in. But again, not too tight. I don't want his hat to wrinkle moving forward. I just didn't want to attach the top part of the hat because I wanted it to have some movement as well. Here we go. I'm going to wrap the rest of that wire around the outside of the frame and then trim it. Boop. Alrighty. And then the bottom of the Gnome butt. Okay, I want to make sure that I've got my ribbons placed okay here. Okay. Ribbon, 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 ribbon. I know his butt is going to come right through that ruffle. Sorry, it's hard for me to like, I have to zoom in. Oh, I'm trying to do this. Come on, dude. To me, this is the trickiest part about making wreaths. It's not the normal stuff you go through. Like, yeah, I know how to make ruffles. I know how to make a base. It's, okay, I have this really unique attachment. And what is the best way to get this to stick on my wreath? It's not always easy. That is for sure. All right, now if I pull this down. There we go. I feel a little ruffle butt. All right, there. put that behind there. I think that position looks good. That still lets me kind of move him about. We still have the sign there. Okay. I am going to pull this one tight. And wrap it around. Boom, boom. Here we go. We are nearing the end, guys. All I gotta do is put in the carrots and then figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. I'm not sure what. We've had McDonald's like way too much this week, so that's a no-go. That's a no-go. I think I might make, you know what sounds good? Pancakes or French toast. Oh yeah. That sounds excellent. Okay. And I also want to make sure that I wrap the wire and it conforms around the bottom, the base of the frame so that nobody cuts themselves or catches themselves with that piece of wire. Okay, so we are looking good. What I have left now is these carrots. So I'm gonna untie it because I might be able to use this piece of twine. Always save everything you can because you never ever know when something could come in handy. Like this is a nice piece of twine that could make a nice little bow or tying something on. Okay, so got some of these carrots. Try to figure out where would be a good place for these to go. And I think maybe definitely one like right here for sure. So what I'm going to do is take my glue gun. I'm going to glue the back along the seam here, right? Put enough glue along the seam. And then I am going to glue this. I like to try to glue it to the actual little tinsel attachment here, though this isn't really tinsel. The work frame thing, because then it doesn't stick to the ribbon. Everything is good. And that's pretty stuck there. That's not going. But if I could move it around because it's attached to wires, I could move the wire and then it'll move with it. Okay, so we had one there. I think definitely one over here. Down here by the Gnome guy. So let me make sure I've got go. Fix my ribbon. Okay, I'm going to go again on the back seam of the carrot, kind of right down the middle. Careful not to get it on your fingers. We all know what happened to me that time. All right, and I just attached it there. So I still have 6 more to go. 1, 2, I think probably putting another one like right here would be good. So let me, put like that again. Sometimes I might put it a little bit, the glue toward the bottom a little bit more just because I would want to not have the carrot dig in so far. I want to be able to see a lot of the top of it. And there we go, my friends. I burnt myself.
You burnt yourself?
Not bad. No, it's fine.
Can I see the scar?
No, it just came right off. It's fine. It's like a hot wax peel. It's like when women wax their legs, or at least what I'm told. I don't know. I haven't shaved my legs in 14 months, so who the heck knows? Sorry. TMI. If you watch my videos, people, you know what you're getting yourself into. A little TMI here. Yeah, well, here we go. I'm going to switch these around. That way I get a little bit more blue on the bunny. We'll check there. Okay, perfect. That looks good. Let me see where else. I don't have to use all these carrots, but I want to have enough in here where it feels, you know, like there's some special little treats hidden there. If you look long enough, you want to be able to find those little hidden gems, right? One there. Let me think. I think maybe I just want to put one right in the middle of the bow. I think that would be kind of cute. So, but I'm going to do it more toward the bottom. So here we go. Oh, that is adorable. I love it. I love that. I love that so much. So cute. So cute. All right. Let's see where else I think. Now this is going to have that coming down there, so we don't really want anything in there. But I think maybe over here, so if you can see right in here, I'm going to put one. And again, I'm going to put it right on top of that little metal tinsel piece. Oh, I just put the hot glue on my on my stitches apart. Oh, Linda, you are just all sorts of entertainment this evening, aren't you? Well, that one's gonna hurt. Okay, and then let's see where else. I think probably one down here at the bottom. There we go. All right. Again, on the seam. Put that down there. And it also kind of helps hide that wire. Don't touch it with that finger, Linda. All right. And I think I want to try to put some on the inside here. Oop. How did that tag get in there? So what everyone wants to do is find price tags from the attachments on their wreath. So let's look at the center here for a second, right? I have two more. I think maybe one in there would be cute, kind of like poking out a little bit. So I'll put one on there. And I'm running out of glue. Good thing I have a glue stick in my organizer. This had been last week, I would have had to go running all over the place looking for where I had put my glue sticks. But no, super organized Linda. She saved the day. Okay, there. Now I have one more. And I'm thinking it feels like he kind of wants to go, I would say, probably here. All right, so all right, this is going to be perfect. It's going to cover that up. It's going to be great. We're going to be done, and I can go make dinner. Yay! Pancakes for the win! All right. Oh my gosh, this, I love that. I love how this all turned out. Okay, so first of all, turn off your glue gun the second you are done using it. Okay, that's a fire hazard. Safety first, second, and third. Alrighty, so let's take a look here. We have the bow, we have the carrots in there, we have really cute loops. I mean, this could not have turned out cuter if we tried. I am so thrilled with how this turned out. It is absolutely adorable. I love it. Oops, hold on. Plug this back in. We've got the gnome. He's sitting in here. He's got his little carrot sign. It's just all absolutely perfect. If I needed to, I could probably glue him a little bit to some of this mesh to get him to his hat to stay still, but I don't think I'm going to need to do that. I want to let him live and be free. So here we go. Here is our carrot gnome wreath. I love it. I am going to be listing this shortly on my Etsy site. And I'll also have it at the upcoming craft shows. Follow my Facebook page and I will be listing the shows I'm going to be at. I also would appreciate it if you subscribed to my page. Also on TikTok and also on YouTube. All my videos from here end up nice and edited and curated on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you guys have a great night, have a great weekend, and I will see you again soon. Take care.